Welcome to the Evening Review. My name is Sukhane Klage, and joining us virtually is the Secretary General of the Metal and Allied Namibian Workers Union, Secretary General Justina Jonas. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Evening Review, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, Khone.
We saw in the newspaper recently that 7 Chinese companies pre-qualified for the tender to upgrade the Usakos Karibib road. Just what was the initial reaction of Manu to this development?
The reaction from us, I think, it has been always the same when it comes to these national projects tenders whenever they are issued out. We are concerned and will continue to be concerned about the promotion of foreign contractors in the Namibian construction sector by the road authority or any other government, state-owned enterprises or ministries or any other organ. We are worried. We'll continue to be worried. We'll continue to air our concern to public and as well as to those who are supposed to listen to our plea. Our principal concern is that we have local large contractors in this country who have the capacity and capability to build our roads. Hence, we are seeing a little effort from government side to empower them and also just to ensure that these companies are growing to the magnitude of the same companies, foreign companies, which they are currently promoting. Those 7 companies, if you look at them, it's Chinese state-owned enterprises companies, multinational companies which are operating all over the world. Namibia can do the same to empower and grow your own multinational companies, which can also go overseas to build other countries and bring money back home.
And from your end, is enough being done to empower Namibian construction companies to grow and be able to compete with these foreign-owned construction companies?
We think that most of the time when we air our concern, we are told, no, we are doing that. We have small, medium enterprises companies, which we are empowering in the process. But there is an overlook of the larger companies, which are no longer the small, medium enterprises. And these larger companies are able to then empower the small, medium companies, because if you give them a project, then you mandate them to ensure that they bring on board other small, medium companies, then you are doing justice to the sector. But now, if you are also subjecting the large companies to joint venture with the foreign contractors as if they do not have capacity, for us, it's an insult. Because you are not recognizing your own skills which you have in the country, you are not recognizing the capacity and capability you have in the country, but then you run to other countries as it seems that you do not have capacity on your own.
And then the roads administration says that to enable local companies to participate, they get at least 25% of the cost of the project to construct, amongst others. It's now bridges, it's culverts, it's to do the surfacing. Is this justifiable, and is it really enough that local companies have that stake?
Look, the issue is not about the 25%. The issue is to take ownership of 100% of the project, because Namibians can do that. If you are now subjecting the local contractors to smaller jobs, which are also not really sustainable, you are still not doing justice to the sector. you are still promoting those foreign contractors to continue growing within your economy rather than to grow your own. If you could tell me that no, we do not have that capacity, then I can understand on the issue of 25%. For now, we will continue to disagree on the issue of 25% because it does not make sense. We have the capacity to take ownership of 100% of those projects at any time, as long as opportunities must be availed. The other thing, if you look at that advert, it's also telling you that it's a must. There will be no any individual tendering. So you are actually forced to, if you want to tender, if you are a big company and if you want to tender, you must go knock on the doors of the foreign contractors so that you then partner. Whatever now going to happen in terms of conditions of that agreement, it will be probably still being, outshined by the condition the foreign contractor will give you as a local contractor because your own government does not believe in you. And it was supposed to be the other way around, whereby you are saying, okay, we pre-qualify the Namibian construction, we pre-qualify Otesa, we pre-qualify Octagon, we pre-qualify Nexus, KR Construction, Decora, Premier Construction. We have one of the biggest construction company in Erongo region, Premier Construction. Pre-qualify those, and you tell them if you are lacking then capacity or skills or knowledge to do A, B, C, D, then you can team up with a foreign contractor, probably for experts. Not the other way around as they are doing it.
The Roads Authority says that when they look for financial support from international companies, they do not set the requirements for these standards, and therefore their hands are cut off. Is that excuse good enough for you?
Look, that's what we are saying. Look, we understand there might be not, there might be no financials, their financial position might be not good. But at the end of the day, what other mechanism are they exploring to ensure that that issue is being handled internally in the country, rather than just to say this is what our hands are cut off. And for me, it doesn't make sense. We have a lot of financial institutions in this country. We have the Namibian Development Bank, we have the banks, we have other institutions can come in as long as good initiatives aim to empower and assist the local contractors, it should be established. I think that's where we are failing. And as we continue to fail, is the same time we continue to ship out money from the country, and we continue to rely on the foreign contractors with a very, I think for me, it's a useless excuse. While a country at this magnitude, we can able to initiate such initiative to empower our own people and grow them. For me, it doesn't make sense. When we were campaigning for that project of Hosea Kutako, the dual carriage to the airport, we campaigned to say it would be good that you have companies, because if you have two larger local companies, tell them to say we are here making this project for you, put resources together, a project bank, facilitate for them to qualify. You are making effort to assist them. When we were doing this campaign, everybody was yes, supportive. There are those who were negative, but realities are now handing us because there is nothing really happening. These people continue to do the same, and if we cannot speak out now, the next generation will ask us questions. But
Hello.
Precarious, creating jobs. And
Hello, Justina. It seems like we're losing you. We'll go for
because now, then the next generation will not,
We'll quickly go for a short commercial break. Do stay tuned.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
To another exciting episode of Iran Work Top. Jou is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Good evening and welcome to Sunset News.
Attachment stays in list A in the speech, rate and taxes, and how much.
After the break, we take a look at the sports.
We bring you
economic indicators, tomorrow's weather, and sports. I am Aina Raiza Kweyong.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
We apologize for that technical glitch. Back to our interview. Justina?
yes.
Yes. You were saying before we briefly lost you?
No, I was just saying that those kind of excuses for me are an insult to the Namibian construction sector, more especially at this point of time. The union and as well as the CIF, which is representing the local contractors, pushing for the establishment of the National Construction Council, which aim to regulate the sector, and this process is just taking years to be established. So for me, it's not really an excuse. I think it's people who knows what they are doing, but they are not doing really justice to the sector. And the next generation, we're gonna ask questions. What have you done? What are we doing? Because we are turning the construction sector into a precarious work sector whereby there is no job securities, there is no social protection, because the same foreign contractors who are listed in this advert, these are the same contractors which are exploiting the construction workers. compared to the larger local companies which we have, we know that workers have been working for those companies for 20 years, and they have established themselves in terms of you have a house, you have, you have established yourself, and at least you are contributing to the economy. Now, these colleagues who are pre-qualified, these are the same people exploiting workers. They are anti-union. Workers are not, some of them are not, registered with Social Security. Workers are not registered with the pension fund within the construction sector. Workers are being, have been robbed their, rightful wages in terms of the national, minimum wage within the construction sector, which MANVO and CIF have agreed and gazetted by the Ministry of Labor. Every now and then you go and fight for them to comply with the Namibian laws, but then we still prioritize them, setting aside the local contractors in this country. For me, it's an insult, and every Namibian must be concerned. Every local contractors in this country must stand up. I think this is the right time for them to stand up. And we challenge all the local, larger contractors, small, medium contractors to stand up and go to Usakos, town council hall. I understand, I think the data, I don't have it correctly. And they must go there and question this. It must be questioned. All the authority need to be, even if it's not them who are saying probably, no, we are just following requirements, probably through the Ministry of Works or whoever is funding this project, they must be told, we must follow our own national procurement procedures. We must be respected as Namibians. Because when we met with African Development Bank at the continental level through our global trade union, BWI, we were told to say, no, the implementing countries must follow their procurement procedures. But when it comes here, it's vice versa. So it's an issue of honor. It's a political issue. It needs a leadership commitment, especially at the very high level. Those are the ministry, those are the road authority, to put their foot down, to say, yes, even if you are giving us money, you need to respect us, because we have an agenda, and that agenda is to create decent jobs. And those decent jobs are the ones to assist our economy to grow, either now informally or formal economy.
This situation where Chinese contractors seem to be winning a lot of bids, how, not just Chinese companies, but let me rather correct myself and say international companies, how worrisome is this situation to you, and what are the likely effects on our economy?
I did not get that one well, Ohone.
I'm saying, how worrisome is the situation where big bids like this are given to foreign companies?
What, I'm not getting you well. The sound is a bit down.
I'm saying, how worried are you that these big bids are going to international businesses instead of local companies, and what are the costs that we are going to have to pay one day for that?
I'm not too sure what's happening with my sound. Just hold on for me, hold on. Okay, repeat that one again, Ohone.
Yes, I was saying we are giving international companies big tenders. How much of a worry is it to you?
Oh, okay. Number one, okay. The first one, we have, and I don't want to keep on mentioning because it's also have, business impact on some of these affected local large companies. Number one, we have large Namibian contractors who are able to do all this work. However, because of non-availability of jobs, these companies are perishing. And doing that is that we'll end up as a country without our own construction companies who are able to do the job, and only depend on, small, medium enterprises, small, medium contractors, which I think it's good. But at the end of the day, we need to grow these companies to multinational companies. And are able to develop our own economy. That's number one. Number two, the same local contractors, companies, these are companies, many of them have employed workers with decent jobs. Workers are able to work long years in the company. Workers are able to contribute to their, local economy wherever they are, towns or national economy. But at the end of the day, because they have been retrenched, they are then, contributing to the high unemployment of this country. And even if they get a job to this, foreign companies, they are then subjected to precarious work. And we all know that precarious work that does not include issues of job security. Anytime you are fired, issues of social security, issues like I just mentioned before, all these things. The third one could be to say, at the end of the day, we are also, shipping money out of the country. Money is supposed to stay here, because if you give a contract to a local contractor, this person is going to spend all this money locally. But we all know some of these foreign companies, which we are well known, is that they have their own cement factory where they get, and when you are buying a cement from that factory, where's the money going. They are supplying their own, building supplies from their own country, and all this. And so everything is going back to this country, and you're left with nothing as a country. Those three main issues are of our concern as an organization. But also, we are also not, living, when you have workers who are subjected to a 1-month contract, you are also not, building capacity in terms of skills and knowledge to be left in the country, because many of these workers are more just laborers, semi-skilled workers. Skilled workers are also not really much empowered in terms of in-service training at the site, because major of these positions are given to the same people from these companies, foreign companies, giving them position to say, I'm an expert, when now the Ministry of Home Affairs coming in, issuing out work permits, but they do not really come on the site to check to say, what is happening? Is this person really doing the work he's supposed to do? It's a pot of confusion happening at the very top level, and it's not doing justice to the economy of this country, Okhone.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Evening Review.
Thank you, Okhone. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That concludes tonight's edition. Good night.